Hi, welcome to episode 12 of my vlog in season 2. So this episode is coming from a slightly different location. I'm currently at the UKSCA, the UK Strength and Conditioning Association conference in the East Midlands. And a number of conversations have prompted me to put this out there because I've been asked lots of times since I've been there, which is nice to know that other people are watching it. How am I going with my back squat journey? So for anyone that's asked me today or over the last couple of days, this is how it's going. So not been great over the last few weeks, if I'm honest. Very different sets of challenges and overcome them with different levels of success. Mainly around more disturbed sleep and the challenges of kind of working in higher education, being at the level being responsible for the first year students or co-responsible for the first year students arriving, and having the sense of responsibility to make sure they get a fantastic experience and they start university in the right way and enthused to carry on. So a number of things have kind of interfered with training, and not just in terms of being able to get to the gym. So one thing I kind of say is I maybe racked up enough gym sessions, but I've not been mentally present or as present as I could have been in them sessions. So I'll tell my students all the time, it's the intent that drives the adaptation, not just, you don't just go and squat, it's the intent to get stronger during those squats that drives the adaptation to make you get stronger. And sometimes you just haven't got it in you that particular day. So I'm going to show you some data in a minute, but these are the data from sessions that I've completed. There are a number of times where I've put a load on the bar and not been able to get to the 20 reps, not because it's the wrong weight, it's just I've just not been there that day. Yeah, just wasn't good enough on that particular day and failed. So these are the sets where I've done 20 reps. On the 1x20 program, that's not a problem, but in terms of looking at the velocity data, it's only worth comparing all 20 reps of a set because it's a fair comparison between sets then. So that's something I need to get better at, and hopefully as the weeks roll on in the semester, that's something I can do a little bit better. So some numbers. This is where I am at the moment. So there's a bit of a gap in the middle, and that kind of is the pre and post kind of summer holiday period, if you like. So the things were progressing quite well. So the values, the load is at the bottom, and these are kind of going by weeks. I kind of did like a weight per week. So while the numbers here are the velocities at the top. So as the weeks are progressing, yeah, the numbers were coming down for velocity, but that's because the load was increasing. So by the end of it, I was doing 95 kilos, but I was feeling like it was pretty good, an average of 0.58, and I felt like, yeah, that was a good challenge, but I was doing 20 reps, and an average of 0.58 I felt was a good velocity, and I felt at that point I was progressing quite well. And about 10 days off through family holiday, that kind of thing, and then I've come back and had a bit of an illness for about a week. And it's getting back into things from there, really. And then the first session back was like 70 kilos, so I deliberately held back on the load. And you can see there the velocity was like really quite healthy. I was happy with that. And then as time progressed, I regressed quite a lot. So the next session I could complete 20. That took a couple of weeks to actually finish a set, and I had 80 kilos at 0.59. So if you look back at there, it was not where I wanted to be. 0.59 for 80, and I was doing 0.58 for 95, so 15 kilos lighter, and it was roughly the same velocity. So that's been disappointing. It's been quite hard to find my way back to that, but I managed to kind of chip away and maintained 80. I felt easier, so the velocities haven't changed, but I think the RPE did. So I was moving the same speed, but didn't feel like it was as heavy to move at the same speed. If anybody makes any sense of that, that's great. And then 85 kilos today, so that's the second one in a row. I did that this morning, so anybody that's at the conference, there was a 7 a.m. lifting club. I was there. I did a 7 a.m. lifting club. That may be quite sad. I don't really know yet. Probably is. And the velocity went up quite a bit by 0.05, which in velocity terms over 20 reps is a reasonable kind of jump to make. And if I kind of flush that back up again, so that was where I was on that sequence just before the holiday of increasing load. So the next The next week I jumped to 90 and did 0.56. So on a pure number basis, it looks like I'm getting back a little bit of what I had just before Christmas. Sorry, I'm completely off track there. Before my holidays. So on the way back, it was frustrating that I had that progress and then it just kind of fell away, and it's now only starting to come back in it again. But that's where it is. That happens. That's life. I can't control some things and I can't control others. So that's the thing I need to do better at. But I think that the thing I've kind of taken away from that is, even if it's just being really present for the squats, because that's the thing that I'm trying to get better at, just 15-20 minutes of a 45-minute workout, and just block everything out for that and just make sure that's prioritised. And then the other stuff is less of a priority. It's still something that helps drive adaptation. It helps kind of develop squats in a more general way. But certainly kind of like if I'm going to the gym, I'm just going to get mindset of, even if in a limited time, 20 minutes of quality, and then if I can stay for 45 minutes to an hour to finish the rest of the session off, then that's fantastic. But sometimes that's quite a difficult thing in a time pressured, high intensity kind of working life. We've got lots of new students who need your support, and my philosophy, my beliefs is that actually I'm there to support them, especially in such an early part of the year. And obviously doing the same thing with my family life as well. So yeah, I talk about the big rock metaphor, and you look after your big rocks first. So at work and home life and kids, there always be the big rocks. And sometimes for me, this training and data and trying to get stronger is a personal thing. And I think, well, that I should be less selfish about that and more selfless about helping other people, mainly my family first, and then the work stuff. But then kind of I've got to look after myself as well, and this is something that I think is important to helping me look after myself. So it's a bit of a battle, ongoing battle, that one, in terms of being present at the gym and not being kind of distracted by believing I should be doing something for somebody else somewhere else. But hey ho, that's life, isn't it? And in terms of a body composition stuff, that's still getting better. So I've gone to a once a week weigh-in and once a week measurement, like anthropometric measurements. And from a mental health point of view, although I didn't really have any really mental health issues, just some negative responses to some of the days, much better. Yeah, I think it's a much better system for me, works better for me, and continue making some good progress. So long may that continue. Hopefully Christmas, which is not that far away when you have to buy presents for kids, is not going to be such a curveball and be as catastrophic, but let's make some progress before then. So thank you, and keep watching. And if you're at the conference this weekend and you see this, come and say hi.